Mainframe.
I think, yeah. Welcome back to another beautiful and wonderful and faithful and honorable and defensive and protective episode of Advice for Buffoons. Unfortunately, we don't have any... Well, we got one advice, but it's not... doesn't fit with the theme. There is no theme. So
no theme today.
There's no theme today, but we do have...
lost episode.
Yeah, we do have a very, very obscenely special thing to show you.
We've created a theme song. A theme tune for the Advice for Buffoons.
Yeah, once I get a computer with a dedicated graphics card and I actually edit the videos, then, we'll have a whole intro. And that's going to be really, really fantastic.
I call this a tune for Buffoons. Goes like this.
That's the intro to the... That's going to be the new intro forever. Yes. And hopefully I'll learn some claymation, and then I can
add some wizards.
I'll add a little wizard shooting spells at a goblin.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Maybe the intro can just be me dressed up as getting green and you chasing me around just as a wizard.
That could be a good theme. Should this be the Dungeons and Dragons episode?
That doesn't really we don't have costumes or bits planned out.
We have a staff and a wizard hat.
We don't have a staff and a wizard hat.
Well, maybe not this episode, but
maybe next episode.
We make little clay
figurines. What's Monday is the day before Christmas Eve. What's next Monday? Is that Christmas? Is that New Year's Day?
No, there's still another week till New Year's.
No, what's next Monday? Because this Monday is
26th.
I just opened your phone and there's a picture of Gonzo on a T-shirt.
That's Etsy. The 31st is next Monday, I think.
No. Yes. New Year's Eve.
That's Tuesday.
No. Whoops. It packaged from Amazon Day.
Yeah.
Maybe we could do...
What is that coming from Amazon?
I don't know. Maybe next week... Maybe next week can be a wizard-themed episode.
I'd like that.
We could do a wizard theme.
I've always wanted to be a wizard.
We could write our own spells.
No wizard.
We could write our own spells, and we could both draw our wizard OC. Oh, what if we each drew a wizard OC, and then we had the wizard had we did 3 spells for our wizard, and we had our wizard OC, and we drew them and showed the camera.
I kind of want to be the Wizard of Oz.
Well, you can't spoil it. And then we dress up as wizards. Like we find a wizard hat. So I don't know where we'd find that. And then a staff.
We could make it happen.
So we make our OCs and we dress up as our OCs.
Just use the brooms.
One thing I made it $5. I make it happen.
Yeah.
I make it happen. Greatest Showman's Tyler's favorite movie.
It's up there.
We're back. Where are you going? Is that good with the hot water? I feel like it'd be.
It's not as good, but it's still pretty good. It's hot chocolate for those who don't know.
Hot chocolate. It's second cup white hot chocolate.
It's good as hell.
He only drinks white things because he's a racist. So it's sort of unfortunate that there's no theme and no advice and no questions. I mean,
There was a question.
It is unfortunate, because we put so much work. We put so much work into the show. And I pour a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and I'm not unemployed because I need to focus on this, and so it's just tough when, the subs aren't coming in, the Patreon money's dried up. Yeah, it's just tough, and it's I'll keep doing it even if I'm homeless and addicted to cocaine and crack, but it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough sell.
Have you thought about opening a GoFundMe?
With what? Who? No, I wouldn't get any money.
Maybe you don't know that.
I do know that.
It doesn't hurt to try.
I think the only person who would donate money to the Patreon would be you.
Do you think if you spread the word around, how when something bad happens and they spread it around Instagram, like my friend needs money.
Well, you know what? I feel like it's easier to leave a comment than it is to send me $5.
Yeah.
Right, and so if last episode only had one comment from you, then that sort of is $0 if you do the math.
Maybe we need to work on our promotion.
Well, maybe you do. Maybe you can be the maybe you can be the ad agency.
We need a PR person.
You can be the marketing expert.
I did transcribe one marketing class.
Well, I'm technically, if we were an LLC, I'd be the CEO, right? Legally speaking.
I know how to do color theory.
I think no, I don't care about that.
What color
I know
would you
that
say
orange
is our podcast?
I would say orange. I would say orange and green are complementary colors.
No,
I would say red and blue, red and
they're
purple.
contrasting.
I'd say orange and purple are complementary colors.
Orange and no,
Yeah, they're opposite on the color wheel.
that's contrasting.
Yeah, that's how you know it's good. Is when it's
It means it catches attention, but sometimes not for the right reason.
Purple and orange. That's like scary Halloween.
Green and pink, wicked.
Green and red, complementary.
Christmas,
Why are they complementary? Why is that Christmas?
because they're primary colors. I think.
The color wheel seems like a load. Who made that? Who invented it? Because we all have to listen to it.
God did when he made.
I know that there's some artists that are gonna watch it and be like, well, actually, the color was a pretty important theoretical
I don't
thing.
think an artist is going to watch this.
I think there's lots of artists who watch it. Every episode is watched by artists.
You?
No, Richie, Anya, these are artists that watch.
That's true. Sometimes.
Sometimes Dakota watches, and he's an artist too. He's a visual artist in the film industry.
I'm so jealous of people who know how to do art.
It's practice, man. You just gotta practice. You just gotta work at it.
I practiced all of middle school and I never got better.
You probably did get better.
I don't know.
How often did you work
I tried really hard to like copy those like books. You know, it's like how to draw manga characters.
Yeah.
I never got any better.
Maybe that's because your destiny isn't manga. Maybe your destiny is surrealism.
I remember one day I was like, maybe I'm trying too hard to copy these. Maybe I should just do my own thing. And then I drew like a shitty AU with like huge eyes that were mismatching. I was like, I'm stupid.
But if you kept at it, that AU might have been the greatest thing ever. You know One Punch Man?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen the artist's art?
Yeah, it's good.
No, it's terrible. Look up Look up One Punch Man webcomic 1. Look up One Punch Man webcomic 1. The art sucks. It's ass.
One Punch Man webcomic 1.
We don't want the voices copyrights. We don't want that.
Is this it?
See, it's ass.
Here, I'll show you the audience.
Looks like.
Can they see?
It's not. It's focusing on you. It's not gonna. You gotta focus. No, you don't click on the camera to focus. Okay, zoom in on it and then aim it towards the camera, and then.
There we go.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
you don't click on your phone to focus the camera. They're not connected.
I suppose it's not bad, but I mean, look how good the backgrounds are.
Yeah, but this is like chapter 105, so the artist improved, but the first comic was shitty. That's what I'm saying. You got to practice. Practice makes perfect.
Maybe.
You could have been the One Punch Man guy.
Do you think Misery
Loves company.
enforce? No, not.
Oh.
Well, yeah, it probably does. But like, do you think it's like when you're sad, it's inspiration for art, or do you think art is the inspiration to not be sad?
I think plenty of people are just sad all the time and don't do anything good with it. So I think maybe it just depends. Because some people just sit around sad and frown.
Yeah. But like, I think of Pamela from The Office, and she's like, I'm so sad because my boss sucks. I'm going to paint. And
Pam's inspiration is that the warehouse, she's got to draw the mural for the warehouse. That's her inspiration.
The whole accumulation of her plot was she was able to paint the building.
And then she dropped out of art school because she loved gym too hard.
That was such a flop.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, kudos to her for being like, you know what?
No,
I'm happy being a wife.
No, fuck her.
But I mean, she kind of gave up on her dreams.
Fuck Jim. She gave up on her dreams, and then Jim goes and fucks off and starts his gay little sports company. He's like, I'm going to start a sports news company. What is that? What even is that?
What if in-universe, if the company failed and he took Pam's job, he took her art skills and said they were his own, and that's how he made it.
Oh, like the Wide Eyes movie. Like the guy with the wife who drew the paintings with the big eyes?
Yeah.
Is that what you were thinking of?
Kind of.
Have you seen that movie?
I've seen a synopsis.
Okay, that's fantastic. That's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite part of the synopsis?
I don't remember.
I like when the girl gets her revenge.
Yeah, I love revenge movies.
Because you have to think, I don't know how that movie ends, but that guy must have gotten caught because they made a movie about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless at the end they're like, but we don't really know if he stole them.
What's your favorite revenge movie?
My favorite revenge movie?
Yeah.
My favorite revenge movie is probably Flushed Away. They get revenge on the frog.
Not the frog, but they get revenge on the rat who sends him down there.
Wait, was that the big ugly one?
That was like the frat rat.
The fat rat? Didn't he wear like underpants on his chest?
Rat.
He was not in a frat.
He dressed like one.
No, he wore like underpants on his chest. No, oh yeah. And his friend rat is the one that wears underpants on his chest.
Yeah.
And then also the girl rat.
Yeah, she's bad.
She's a rat. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying, but she is this tall.
People say that movie radicalized them because
she's like, this tall.
Oh, they forced the privilege to live amongst the working class and he develops class consciousness.
I want to squish that Tyler. So yeah, unfortunately there's no advice today.
What should we talk about then?
I don't know, we can talk about anything we want. We can do homework. We can do housekeeping.
Is there housekeeping to do?
There's no housekeeping to do. There's no updates.
So.
There's no updates.
Nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. Please consult the chart, Chud Jacks. Nothing ever happens. No, I mean the new I keep hyping this up that I'm going to upgrade the kit soon, but I keep hyping it up that I'm going to upgrade the kit soon, but I don't want to do it before Christmas. But after Christmas, with all the millions of Amazon gift cards I'm going to get, I'm going to invest in a tripod.
Yay!
Because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the setup currently is a Xbox One on top of a ThinkPad. And then my camera is propped up with my wallet. And so that's not super ideal. I suppose additionally it would be nice to have a computer with a dedicated graphics card so I could actually edit my footage. But that's not an option right now.
Have you thought about making other videos?
What other videos?
Like a different series?
Never, ever.
Maybe you could have like a concurrent...
Never.
Like this podcast and... other things you want to talk about?
I don't want to talk about anything else.
What about Warhammer?
I don't want to talk about Warhammer. I don't want to talk... Not a podcast, though. I'll get the wrong kind of people.
Not a podcast. We can make, like, educational videos.
I'll get the wrong kind of people.
You could be the world's first leftist Warhammer fan.
Yeah, but I just don't want to see them in my audience. I don't want to see those people.
Yeah.
Talk about the heresy and degeneracy and stuff. I don't want you around.
If they stick around, usually the audience tends to reflect their views of the person.
If degeneracy is part of your vocabulary, I want you to unsubscribe.
The degeneracy of the West.
The degeneracy of the West has fallen, and I hear that. I don't know, maybe millions must die, or maybe trillions, something along those lines. Do you know maybe how many must die?
A lot.
Billions. Have you seen the post where it's like the West has fallen, billions must die?
I think it's millions.
No, it's billions.
I don't think there are billions.
It's
in the
billions.
West.
It's billions must die. I'm sorry. It's the chuds. It's the chud. It's little chuddy.
How many people are even in the West? Because
300 million in the United States, 38 million Canada, and then Mexico's like 50 million or some bullshit.
France,
so that's like 500 million.
France, Germany, Britain is like 80 million each.
Yeah, so that's like 700 million or something. And then all of South America is technically the West, but I know that they don't mean that.
Include them, yeah.
Why?
Because they're not a part of, like, hegemonic capital. They're exploited.
I mean, Brazil kind of is.
Not really.
A little bit.
Maybe, like, 10 of them.
Dude, they're part of BRICS. They're the enemies of science.
Brazil, I think, has the highest inequality in the world. Pretty sure.
Yeah, but then that means because there's so many good rich people there.
True.
No, I mean, I think the West, including... I think if you're just talking about the West, and you mean North America and Europe, I think it's like basically 1 billion clean.
Yeah, so like maybe 1 billion.
But if the West falls, then billions are going to die because the West is protecting everyone.
So it must be millions must die because
no,
we don't
man,
have
it's billions must
billions.
die. It's billions must die. I swear.
There's not that many people.
I
in the West.
swear, it's billions must die.
We must import them to the West.
Entertain while I look this up. No, you gotta say words.
Okay.
Because there's a spot. This is uploaded on Spotify, and they can't watch.
All right.
Yeah.
Dancing. I'm dancing. For those who can't tell.
If you are ever on a talk show, you're gonna get fired.
I think if Jimmy Carter interviewed me, I'd do good. Or not Jimmy Carter, the guy who...
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. No, I was thinking of Larry King. 'Cause they look
Larry
similar.
King, he's fucking dead.
Fucking dead.
Yeah.
I saw Larry King in Toronto. I said hello.
You did not see Larry King in Toronto.
He was a wax figure, but I still said hello. They have like a wax museum there of a bunch of celebrities. They had Drake. He was wearing a big crew neck.
Because he likes crew necks.
I went up to it and I was like, Peyton, Emma, look, Kiki, do you love me? And they're
See,
like, what?
he's wearing a shirt that says Billions Must Die.
Show that to the audience.
Yeah, well, I just don't like how much we're Googling stuff. I think that's rather unprofessional. Billions Must Die. That's a chuddy. So yeah, totally Billions Must Die. I told you. I knew it. I knew it.
Why do they have to die?
Because basically when the West falls, that billions have to die.
And the orcs.
Well, the orcs are the Russians. I hear. I don't think that. I don't think that they're
Or the
orcs.
prairie dogs.
We're the prairie dogs. I mean, Russia is gonna invade Canada and they're gonna eat us all.
God willing.
They don't have ration bars. In Russia,
sustenance is Canadian prisoners.
In Russia, they eat Earl Grey bricks. They eat bricks of Earl Grey.
I'd eat that.
That would be gross. You'd be so wired from all the caffeine you ingest.
Yeah, but you'd be
you.
so healthy.
I think it would kill you eating that much Earl Grey.
Pretty sure tea is good, like black teas.
But like that much.
Yeah.
Like 10 servings of black tea.
Because it's the sugar that's in tea that's bad for you. It's not the tea itself.
Well, too much caffeine's bad for you. I think if you consumed 10 servings of black tea, you would throw up. I think that would happen.
What if you like mix them into a scone or something?
Once again, though, you're still having 10 servings of black tea. You're still probably going to get sick.
I don't know. I think I'd make it work.
I don't think you would. I don't want to look anything up. But
people our age
in a
drink
cup
like 10
in a
Monsters
cup
day.
of black tea, how much caffeine do you think is in there?
Less than coffee.
And okay, that doesn't answer the question. That's like saying how many teeth does a dog have? Well, less than a cat. I don't
know exactly how much, but like
Yes.
that's why I said less than a normal amount of coffee, whatever that is.
You want to say half a cup of coffee?
Sure.
You think drinking 5 cups of coffee is good for you?
No.
Okay, man. Then that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think a cup of Earl Grey tea is like 70 milligrams of caffeine, which is like 2 sodas. So I think that, now imagine drinking 20 Cokes. Imagine drinking 20 Coke Zeros. Do you think you'd be sick?
Books.
If you drank 20 Coke Zeros, do you think you would get sick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I drink 2, my tummy hurts.
If I drank 3, I'd be happy and smiling.
How many sodas could you drink in one day before you started to
What
feel
a
sick?
great podcast. This is such a great show. I can see why the fans tune in every day.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably drink, before I get sick, like in a row, in one sitting.
No, like in a day.
In a day. Oh, I could probably drink like 8 sodas. More than 8. I could probably drink like 20 sodas in a day.
I was going to say, I think you drink like 8 a day.
No, I don't drink 8 a day.
At least 4.
No. I only had 2 sodas today.
They
I had
do it then.
I had a Coke Zero. No, that's not true. I had 3 Coke sodas. I had a Coke Zero, I had a Fresca, and I had a strawberry bubbly. So I had a green apple bubbly. So I had 3 cans of soda today. And my tummy doesn't hurt at all.
See, that's the difference, because if I have one, I'm burping all day.
I remember in like 2019, 2020, I got a soda stream for Christmas, and I remember on like New Year's Eve night, I was getting... No, it was Christmas Day. Oh, was that actually Christmas Day that I was doing that? That's
I
bad.
hope not.
I think it was Christmas night that I was like getting... I had my soda stream, and I was like pouring vodka into the soda...
No.
and then filling it up with water. And so I had no idea how much I was pouring because the soda stream's so big.
You had vodka, like carbonated?
Well, carbonated water with vodka. But I put the vodka in first, then add the water, then carbonate it. And I
Why
don't
don't
know.
you just like make a rum and Coke or something?
Because I didn't have access to rum, I didn't have access to Coke. I just had water and vodka. So I had water mixed with vodka.
Sad. It's a sad night.
Yeah, I was playing Borderlands too, so that makes it even worse.
That sounds miserable.
Well, I was actually pretty fire.
Was it?
Kind of. Yeah, I had a good time. I was talking to my homies while playing Borderlands. I was playing Borderlands 2, which is a Borderlands 2 fucking sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've played that game, but it's ass.
How often would you drink alone before I met you?
I don't know. Whenever
You don't have to say.
Whenever I felt like it. I guess whenever it felt awesome.
I only did it.
A lot. Maybe a couple. Maybe.
I did a handful of times, and every time it was always fun when you start, and then you feel sad after.
You have a dark-ass moment.
Yeah.
I don't feel sad while I'm drinking.
I was playing Mario Galaxy while drinking one of those, like the slushies with like vodka in it. And I was playing that, and I was having so much fun. And then after like 3 levels, I was like, my childhood is over.
Yeah, and how many of those did you have?
Like 2.
Oh my goodness, you were wasted.
I know. But I drank them like within a half hour.
Oh my god, you're out of control.
Wicked.
I would, yeah.
That's what Wicked should have been about.
I'd have like
got drunk.
I had like that night in particular. I think I had like half a bottle of vodka, at least.
That's not good.
No, well, I mean, I'm not Stop moving around. You're shaking. Well, you're shaking.
I have ADHD.
You don't. You don't have ADHD.
ADHD attack.
I'm having an ADHD attack. I need something to calm my nerves. I'm shaking. I have ADHD. I'm shaking.
Do you think
Well, hold on. The story's not done yet.
Okay, keep going.
I'm not endorsing that amount. Go on. This story's over now.
Okay. I was gonna say,
if there's kids in the audience, they shouldn't do what I did.
As someone who probably has ADHD, probably, we don't know that. Do you think drinking, like, what does it do to you?
What does it do to me?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's in the audience, anyone at all, I think it's important to know that this is not me endorsing drinking, but if I had to actually and accurately describe how it makes me feel calm, it makes me feel more relaxed and less anxious, and it makes me have more fun.
That's beautiful.
Pretty much no matter how much I drink, up until the point where I get sick. So yeah, basically it's a total plus, but it's it's just the hangover that's tough. The hangover I don't like. And I drink, for context, for those who don't know me or don't know me well, I drink way less now than I did when I was like 18, 19. Even from when I
reformed him.
You didn't reform me.
I met him and I stuck him in a...
You said, stop that.
Stop it.
You're making a fool of yourself.
Brayden.
You're pissing on the floor.
Brayden Xavier
I think my worst
Gregan.
moment had to have been when I went to that award ceremony you were at, and you were collecting that like Lifetime Achievement Award, and I went up on stage wasted, and I just pissed myself. And then I just collapsed.
That was embarrassing.
That was the worst moment.
We were talking about
because that was the moment where I feel like your stardom was born. And then I just completely...
And then you saw me the next day and you said, "You're ugly."
I said, "I just want you're fucking ugly."
Yeah.
And then
that was both of our...
We were, at that point, we were far from the shallow.
Yeah. We were in the deep end.
We were shallow, low. We were in the deep end, yeah.
Yeah. We dived in.
And my black eyes were open wide. That's a dope movie.
What are you talking about?
We should watch... Oh, yeah. We should watch a movie like that tomorrow.
Maybe.
I don't want to.
I feel like we watched a movie like that not too long ago.
That was 2-3 months ago. That's not a bad... Okay. That's not a bad movie, hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
It actually was a pretty good movie.
I don't know why I don't have it on DVD.
That movie was... So, we're talking about Stars Born. When that movie was in theaters, it was fucking huge. Like, at my theater, it played for, 2 months. And every day, the theater was packed full of middle-aged women. Yeah. Full. It was insane.
That's the biggest demographic.
But middle-aged women were always the best because, one, they would get their tickets online, and 2, they would just get one small popcorn. And so they buy their tickets online, they'd get one small popcorn, and they'd go into the theater, and they wouldn't make a big mess, and they throw their garbage away. Yeah. The worst was teenagers and really old people. And old people...
For that movie?
Like, in a movie. In movies, the worst were always teenagers and really old people.
What were really old people doing?
They were just... Because they wouldn't buy their tickets online, and they just come to be like, "It says there's no tickets available." They're like, "What tickets for A Star Is Born?" And you're like, "Okay." And you're beep, 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 beep. You're like, so here are the seats. You'd flip the screen around and be like, "I don't know what that means." And you'd say, "Well, there's only tickets in the bottom row." They're like, "I don't want to sit there." And you respond, "Well, I'm sorry, but that's all we have." And she's like, "What other showtimes do you have?" And I go, 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. She's like, "That's too late." And I go, "Well, that's all we have for today." And she's like, "Can I get tickets tomorrow?" And I'm like, "You can get tickets tomorrow. You want to buy them now?" She's like, "No, I don't know what time I'm going to be here." And I'm like, well, then you have to book in advance or book online. She's like, a lot of people don't have computers at home.
That's true.
It's not true.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I worked with old people.
And they didn't have computers?
No.
Did they have tablets?
No, not really.
They didn't have tablets or computers or phones or anything. Did they have a son?
Yeah, usually they rely on their children.
So then call someone that likes you.
They have a house phone.
Here's the deal. If you have nobody that likes you, if you have no phone, no computer, no iPad, you can't drive, you live too far from the theater, maybe it's time to just turn that TV on and watch some Lifetime. Because you're not supposed to be at the theater. One, the theater's for friends. The theater is for friends and people who want to experience new things.
Yeah.
And lovers and children. And there were a few customers we had that had like autism and stuff that would see a movie like every day. And it's for them too. They loved movies.
That's bordering on you.
No, not really.
You see a movie like once a
I see
week?
I think I watched like 4 or 5 movies this week. Only one of them in theaters.
Oh yeah.
But like 3, because I watched Silence of the Lambs and I watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure and I watched Wicked, and then on Monday I think I watched something, but I can't remember what it was. I watched a lot of movies.
A lot of movies.
Oh yeah. So, and I watched the Digital Circus for 2 hours.
Goddamn Digital Circus.
I'm Kane. I'll be your bitch.
It's good.
My name is Kane. I'll be your bitch. Look at the stupidest, gayest.
I was a hater when the show first came out.
Yeah, so was I.
This looks gay. This looks like
Looks
every other
gay.
scary.
But you know what?
Show.
I'll say this: it's finally some fucking anti-woke comedy for us.
For real.
They give us a beautiful, beautiful short stack queen.
Yep.
She's only like 3 feet tall. She's trad.
Sure is.
Isn't she like a computer scientist or something? Something dumb like that.
What?
She's like an accountant. Like the lore. Bumney.
None of the lore that isn't in the show is canon.
What do you mean?
Except for the one thing I know is that the creator put everyone's canon ages on their Twitter, so that everyone's like, "Yay, we can it's free roam with them."
Well, I mean, you might as well because it's already happening.
Yeah.
You might what's the point of being like Bumney is 14? It's not going to help anything because people are going to continue to do what they do.
Yeah.
They also don't. None of them act like kids.
though.
None of them act or look like children though.
Well,
Pomni's short, but she doesn't act like a child.
she kind of does. She reminds me of like your middle schooler. It's like,
Dude, and
Oh
she
my
reminds you of a
God.
my
so scared.
it reminds you of my middle schooler.
Yep.
She says, "I'm not a kid, you know. You don't have to patronize me."
It's epic.
That she said that in episode 2.
It sure does.
I think it would be. I was watching that show, and I'm like, this would be the. You gotta shift over.
I'm sorry. I
It's not your
love you
fault.
so much.
I know. It's good and normal that you do.
I want to fuck Gummy Goo. We can leave that there.
So I think that I think that's strange. I think he's a gummy bear man, and he looks like an animal.
He's Western.
He doesn't even wear clothes.
He's like a cowboy.
Gummy. He's like gummy.
Yeah, that's
Hi, Shayla. He's also not Western. He's Australian.
Exactly.
That's gross. Australians are gross.
No.
They're you're rotten. It's like if you had a country full of rednecks.
Australia's awesome. They have.
You only like Australia because it's the country with the least. It's the Commonwealth country with the least amount of natives.
I don't know if that's true.
I think it might be.
The least amount of.
How many
natives.
Aborigines are there in Australia? Like what proportion of the population? Because here it's like 10% or something. 20%. No, in Manitoba it's 20%.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what it is either. I think it's lower than Canada. It has to be lower than Canada. Because half the country of... basically half of Canada is only populated by Indigenous people.
Well, if you're...
Like, if the northern half of the country is, like, probably 80% Indigenous.
What about, like, islands? Because they don't have many native people.
Australia doesn't have any islands. Australia has one island, that's Tasmania.
I'm talking, like, Caribbean or whatever.
Caribbean islands, that's a good point. But those aren't Commonwealth countries. I was saying Commonwealth countries.
Were you?
Yeah, I said Australia, Commonwealth.
Oh.
Commonwealth countries.
Yeah.
Like British.
Maybe New Zealand.
If we're talking countries with the least amount of indigenous people, the Caribbean islands would be there. I mean, there's some Caribbean islands with indigenous populations, but they're quite low compared to other countries. Especially like the further out, they did a number on those guys. The slave trade fucking hit different over there.
When I was studying like indigenous history,
Yeah,
they teach you about Is it Cuba? It was Puerto Rico?
One of them.
And now, like, all the natives died.
I think that's Cuba.
I was like, fuck.
I think Cuba.
Do you ever get, like, really sad?
Is that a genuine question?
No, I know you do, but, like, what do you do about that?
Cry?
What if advice question was, I just found out all the Beothuk died. I'm
the
so
Beothuk?
sad. Yeah.
They're not Beothuk.
What advice would you give that questioner?
I don't even think that I could give a funny answer. It's just sad.
Yeah.
I would. This is a real moment when I would read about residential schools in high school. It wouldn't bother me too much. Once I got to university, it started making me emotional. I'd cry. I'd cry when I'd read biographies.
You learn so much about the details.
Well, and it recontextualized that multiple of my family members had gone to residential schools, and I some of the photos I'd seen, they looked like my sisters or mom, and it made me very, very emotional.
Yeah, it's personal.
So, yeah, it is. Well, yeah, it's deeply personal. But, I mean, no, I don't think Pomni looks like a kid. I actually think she looks quite grown up. And she's quite beautiful.
She's mature for her age, actually.
I think she's quite beautiful.
And I think she'd like a dinner date to the Cheesecake Factory.
I think me and Pomni would get along quite well.
Oh, I think we'd swim in that cheesecake.
I think we'd get a little intimate. Let's just say I would put a cheesecake inside of her and then eat it. Let's say I would cut the cheesecake up into 3 pieces and then put one in each hole and then eat it.
Switch topics.
It'd be a 3-course meal.
This is wicked.
Let's say it'd be a 3-course meal with Pomni. My name is Kane. I'll be your bitch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat the cheesecake out of Pomni. My name is Kane. I like cheesecake.
Tell them about the little concoction you made earlier.
What concoction? Oh, yeah, that was delicious. What would you give that out of 10?
Solid 8, 7 or 8.
What would you give ice cream out of 10? Like vanilla ice cream?
By itself? Like 5.
Oh, that's a big jump. So, what I did, and this is so insane, what I did, and this is what being unemployed gets you, is you take the bowl of ice cream. So here's the bowl. You scoop vanilla ice cream into the bowl. Then you take 2 spoonfuls of jam, raspberry jam. But it's got to be good jam. It can't be cheap, shitty jam. So this was Schmucker's raspberry jam. I put the raspberry jam in, put it in the microwave, and then stirred it together a little bit. And then it was like soft serve raspberry vanilla ice cream. And it was delicious.
It was pretty good. It kind of tasted like raspberry cheesecake a little bit. Want to know another trick? I know you don't like this idea, but I think it's delicious. Vanilla ice cream, drizzle olive oil over it, and then a little shaking of sea salt on top.
Yeah.
It's good as hell.
I don't know if I believe you.
Do you want to try it after this?
We can try it after this.
It's fire.
You could even make it right now. Just kind of get a move on.
Do you want to entertain for a few minutes?
No, I'm just teasing.
Okay.
I'm just joking. Did I hurt your feelings?
A little bit.
Okay. No.
I thought you were like, I can do this.
I can do this alone. I mean, I can. I can do it alone. It's just not as good.
How many episodes did you do alone before I came on?
Out of the 15 that this will be, I think 4 or 5 are alone.
We've only done 15. I guess if we do one a week, that's
15 weeks.
That's 3 months, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the 3rd episode is where it gets good.
When I come on.
No, that's the 4th episode.
Oh.
The last episode, I think, was an all-timer. I think the last episode was one of the best.
It was pretty good, yeah.
Which was fun. It was. We weren't in. I wasn't in a good mood that day. I was moody.
Yeah.
So I kind of brought my A game. Mm-hmm. I put all that shit aside and I said I'm gonna come and show up for the fucking fans.
That's you guys.
Especially you. That's a Simpsons movie reference.
Good reference.
Remember at the beginning where he's like...
You show Bart's wiener.
Yeah, and then Bart's wiener goes, "Hey dudes, especially you," with his little weenie.
When I saw that...
That made my stomach hurt.
I didn't like
my
that
stomach
either.
Churned.
I was like...
I was watching it. I think the first time I watched the Simpsons movie, it was in the back of my parents' car. In a road trip. On
You threw up?
My stomach was turning.
I thought Bart's
I felt
really
physical...
bad.
I know, I'm not even kidding. I felt physical pain upon seeing Bart's wiener.
Well, it's gross you out a lot.
Huh?
Things gross you out a lot.
Well, you know what? Not anymore.
Yes.
When I was a kid. What was the last thing that grossed me out?
Today? Cabbage rolls.
Yeah, because they're gagging. Gross. I wasn't gagging.
You were gagging. Your dad sat by you. You're like, I can't sit by you.
No, I didn't gag. I just said I'm not sitting by you. Because I don't like the smell of cabbage rolls. I don't like boiled cabbage and rice.
It's fire.
You're a pig.
You're just jealous.
You're eating pig food.
He's Polish. You could
get
pig acclimated to it.
My mom has been making cabbage rolls since I was a baby. It has nothing to do with being Polish.
She doesn't make them.
Ukrainian and Polish foods have been popular in Winnipeg since the 30s.
Especially in Trans.
What did people eat beforehand?
Slop.
Because if you're for non-Winnipeggers, I guess maybe I shouldn't say where I'm from, but it's probably become obvious by now. And if anybody really cared, they could find out pretty easily. But for anyone who's a non-Winnipegger, this city has like a large, like probably 20 to 30% of the white people here have a Ukrainian or Polish background.
That's me.
And in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, there was especially the 50s, there was a massive. So 30s and 50s, there were massive waves of immigration. There was like two big waves. There was like 1880 was like the first big wave, and then like 1950 after the Second World War, there was another huge wave of Ukrainians and Poles. And so if you go to places in this city, there's always fucking pierogies, cabbage rolls, other shit. What else?
Depends where you go, because they kind of move
There's
around.
pierogies everywhere.
They're everywhere, but
I don't think you can go to America and get a pierogi at the store.
In my experience, most like Ukrainian Polish people live in like EK, Transcona.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you go to like a gathering, there's odds are there's going to be pierogies there. Even natives, native people. Like if you go to a native place, a lot of native families eat pierogies and cabbage rolls and stuff. Like it's quite popular.
The old Ukrainians, they live in the North End still.
Yeah.
But most of them that have money moved out.
Yeah, nobody wants to live in the North End.
No.
Nobody has ever wanted to live there.
No.
They're always just taking turns on who it is, and kind of indigenous people have gotten the short end of the stick this time.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, you wouldn't really want to live there anyways. It kind of sucks.
And it's a shame.
It sucked back then. It sucks now.
I like the houses there.
I love the housing. The infrastructure is so grand.
I do. I like the houses.
The houses are all dilapidated and shitty.
They're a little older, but I like the character of them.
I guess. I mean, the people living there don't like them.
Yeah.
If houses
because they're run down.
And they're smelly.
Well,
there's a putrid air.
When I was moving a few years ago, I looked at a bunch of houses in the North End, and they were actually pretty good.
How much were they?
I mean, obviously cheaper than anywhere else.
But then the environment's very dangerous and unsafe. There's a lot of drugs, a lot of violence.
It depends where you go. If you're like closer to St. James, it's not so bad. I still
wouldn't want to live there.
No.
It's still, no matter where you are, the crime rate, violence, homelessness, addiction is going to be higher. And you can say all you want. It's like, oh, I don't have anything against those people, and I genuinely don't. But do I want to have crackhead hanging outside my house? Not really. And it's not a nice place to raise your kids. There's people who live there don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And I can say this as someone who's lived downtown and had strange men come to my door and then peek their head and go, yo, is JB here? It's like, bro, he's in Toronto. He's with Diddy.
JB?
Yeah.
Justin Bieber.
I don't know. One time when I was living on Sarah, some guy tried to get into our house and my dad's like at the door, he's like, what do you want? And the guy like tries to shove past my dad. He's like, yo, is JB here? My dad's like, get out of here. He's like, I'm just looking for JB, man. So my dad's like, there's no JB here. Go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange people.
Well, I remember one time.
You think he was on drugs?
Probably. The cops and ambulances were called a few times because my next door neighbor, Judy, her sons would like stab each other while getting drunk.
The fuck?
Yeah, they'd like stab each other with like butter knives and steak knives and stuff while they're getting wasted.
It's wicked.
Yeah, it got pretty. She also yeah. So things got a little crazy. An old guy died like a block from my house.
That happens.
There was one or two shootings near my house. One time my sister couldn't. She had to stay at school for like an extra hour or two because there was gang activity. Some guy got jumped inside the school.
You didn't tell me there were shootings near your house.
Near my house.
That's
like
scary.
You hear gunshots go off. It's not like they're shooting at you. It's okay.
Are you sure there were gunshots?
Yeah, you can tell.
Can you?
Yeah, because it sounds like a firework when there's no holiday. It sounds like a firework when there's no yummy holidays. I mean, yeah, it was pretty strange. And then there was that time that old lady tried to touch me, tried to kiss me. That one was rough, but that could happen anywhere.
Yeah,
I guess.
I feel like that's the neighborhood's fault.
It doesn't help.
Yeah.
Because there was nobody looking. Nobody was looking out for. Because in a neighborhood like Tuxedo, if there was a strange woman going around asking people questions, somebody would call someone to help her.
Yeah.
Downtown, it's like, oh, that's just a weirdo, right? So the neighborhood's a little bit at fault. It always kind of stunk.
You said you liked the smell.
I did like the stink. Yeah, I mean, shit got a little wacky around my house. One time, some bald Ukrainian guy threatened my friend. But that, I think, is just his... I don't know if that's his fault. I think he might have been having a bad day.
I kind of like the idea of the excitement, though.
Yeah, no, it is exciting. It is exciting. Our car got broken into, like, probably 17 times. We would keep no belongings in the car. Basically, that was the rules. Like, nothing can be kept in the car. Because even gum, people would break in and just steal gum. It's like stupid. It's like, why are you doing that? It's like a $100 window, and you're breaking it for a $10 piece of gum. For $2 piece of gum.
Got it. If you need gum, you need gum.
It's just a fucking dick move.
I kind of like the idea of moving, like, nearer downtown, but not in downtown.
One time, my dad and sister went to go see a movie at Town 8, and my sister... Classic move. And my sister had a bunch of camping supplies in the car, and she had, like, marshmallows and, like, chips.
Why?
Because they were going camping, and they had just been shopping. So they went shopping, they went to go see a movie.
Okay.
Which part of the story is
strange?
To go shopping and then see a movie?
And then go camping? Or...
After the movie, when you get home and then wake up. You go, okay, here's the process.
Okay.
The movie's at 4 p.m.
Okay.
Because remember, this is in 2012, right? So there's no booking online right now at Town 8. There's no booking online. So they go, the movie's at like 5, right? And they're like, oh, well, we have a few hours. Let's go grab the stuff for camping tomorrow. So they go to the store, and they're like, okay, well, let's go let's go see the movie now. Let's go see 2012 or Rampage or whatever the fuck it was. They go to the movie. Are you following? You look a lot confused and scared.
Well, they didn't have anything for camping already?
They just happened to get extra supplies.
Okay.
Why is this concerning you? Why is this bothering you?
I feel like if you're going camping, usually you have this stuff already.
Well, you know what? You have to get it somehow.
You talking about, like, the food and stuff?
Yes. Like, you're getting... They weren't, like, buying, like, tents and kayaks.
What I thought you meant.
No, it was just, like, supplies. Like cash and carry.
Okay. And they put it in the back seat?
They put it in the back seat when they went to go see the movie, and then somebody broke in and stole my sister's chips and marshmallows. Yeah. And my sister was so mad that somebody broke in and stole her chippies.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to victim blame, but if you're in downtown, you should probably put it in your trunk.
Yeah, but you'd think, you'd hope that people wouldn't break into your car for chips.
You'd hope, but, it's been big.
The person who took them probably didn't even eat them. They probably just were hungry. Probably just wanted. It was probably fucking Scott Gilling. It was probably Sam Cates. He was probably walking around downtown with some AIDS, and he's like, give me those chips. I want those chips.
That's probably how Russ Wyatt broke his foot.
Sam Cates embezzled... I guess that's not... There's no proof. But it's strongly... Yeah, he totally did.
Every mayor fucking embezzles.
Yeah, but there's, like, worse mayors, and he was a bad one. He was very devious.
Who was mayor before Sam Cates?
Was
it Glenn Murray?
Gee, it might have been... I think it was Glenn Murray.
Shout out to our first...
Glenn Murray was a little crooked, but not that bad. Not as bad as Cates.
Not as bad as his coffee.
Cates is fucking bad. I mean, everyone's heard stories about Cates. Anyone who lives in this city has heard stories about him.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on record saying anything because I don't want to incriminate. Because I know a lot of Winnipeg officials. I know a lot of senior officials in the city watch this.
I'm sure a lot of police watch.
I know a lot of police watch this series, and I know they enjoy it, and I know they don't want to have to get me involved in some kind of thing because I know. First, let me just say to the feds, I respect what you do for this country, so I'll keep this short.
In 20 years, when you kill a
Luigi
CEO, do you think they're going to watch? Like, they showed red signs.
There was red signs.
They should have done something.
There was red signs.
Yeah.
And there's little signs in the background, literally signs that say, I'm going to kill someone.
Yeah.
Luigi Magnon, his fucking manifesto opens with, I'm going to keep this short for the feds, I respect what you do for this country. What is he talking about? What do they do? It
sounds like that, I don't know why he wrote it in the first place, because, like...
It's like 2 pages.
Yeah, I don't think...
Manifesto. The manifesto's ass. You can like
I'm
the
so
what he did, but his
disappointed in
manifesto
him.
is so ass.
Because he went into McDonald's and he had a car full of evidence. He still had the gun and everything.
He was hungry.
I know he was hungry.
What, do you want to go hungry? What, do you want to just starve?
Just throw the gun like in a dumpster or something.
Don't pull your mask down to flirt with people in hotels.
I'm just saying, I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Don't worry, but I could have done a much better job.
I think you would have gotten scared and when the gun went off, and I think you would have missed.
Probably.
I think you would have shot him in the shoulder and, went, ah! And then you would have ran away.
What confuses me is how did he get away from the crime scene without anyone noticing him?
He ran. How many shootings are there in New York a day? Right, like probably one or two, probably a few a day.
Yeah.
I mean, in Chicago, there's a shooting a day at least.
Yeah. If they give him the death penalty, I'm gonna be so pissed off.
I don't know. It's not even legal in New York State, so they're probably gonna have to like extradite him to a different state to execute.
Have to bring him to Guantanamo.
They'll bring him to a black site. I don't know why they didn't just bring him to a black site if they hate him so much.
Well, they probably will. Did you see how many police?
I mean, I guess they want to make an example out of him.
Yeah, you know that badass picture with him in front of like 20 police.
He just looks like the Punisher.
Yeah, I'm the big
bad Luigi.
I'm here.
And the mama.
Bowser. He kind of did kill Bowser.
Mama Luigi. He did not kill Bowser.
We're like little toads.
Donald Trump is Bowser.
Dude, what a great metaphor.
Donald Trump's Bowser.
We're in the Mushroom Kingdom.
I'm not
America.
a toad. I'm not a toad.
Humanity is a toad.
I'm not a toad. I'm a Delfino.
Our hero.
What are the Delfinos called?
Luigi. Hawaiians.
They're not. That's racist. They're an indigenous people group. I'm the Delfino people. I'm going. Blah, 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 blah.
Princess Peach is Sabrina Carpenter.
Can I be the Delfino people?
Sure.
Okay, you're a toad. I'm a Delfino people. Let's do a quick role play. Okay, now continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Luigi's our Lord and Savior. He kills Bowser, CEO.
Mama.
And now Bowser's second in command, Kamek, is like, we have to make an example.
And Kamek is President Donald J. Biden.
Yeah.
But the president would be Bowser.
True.
And CEOs would be Koopa Troopas. And police would be Goombas.
Yeah, maybe he killed maybe he killed a paratrooper.
He killed a paratrooper. he did a
dry bones.
Yeah, well, dry bones would be if they came back. I guess CEOs do come back.
They do.
He basically
they always do come back.
He's basically Luigi with the fire flower, and he hit the CEO with a fire flower, and the dry bones is down, but United Health is gonna have a new CEO.
And now they're hitting him, and he's like Baby Luigi now.
Yeah, yeah, he's Baby Luigi, and all the guards around him are Goombas, but he's Baby Luigi, and he can't jump. Yeah. They have a block over him. They have a block floating over him, so if he jumps, he can't do anything.
It's only one block.
They have a Lakitu holding a big brick, so he can't jump.
The Lakitus is like Fox News.
Yeah. They have a Fox News. Yeah, they have a Lakitu hanging over him holding a brick, and when you're one Mario Tai, you can't break the bricks, right? So you can't. He's so and he can't jump on the Goombas to get free.
It's good. This is a good metaphor.
Thank you. And without the gun, he's like tall Mario. And then when he had the gun, he's like Fire Flower.
Yeah.
But like that's what I said. I mean, it's like
if you didn't catch my meaning.
Yeah, it's like a dry bones, right? Because the CEO's going to come back. You need to go for the Koopa. You need to go for the Bowsers. And you know what? Unfortunately, that's not how real life works. Where you can't just.
Well, they tried killing Bowser a couple months ago.
Unfortunately, killing one person rarely does anything meaningful or impactful.
I'm so happy to.
But at least you gotta try.
It fills my heart with joy.
You gotta try.
To see that the assassins are coming back. It
Assassins.
Like 19th. When did Abe Lincoln die?
Is that what you want to reference? Is that what you think is the best example of an assassination?
No, that's not a good example, but you know what I mean.
Maybe Franz Ferdinand. An American president was assassinated by an anarchist, and they blamed it on 2 Italian guys, and they murdered them.
JFK?
No.
Who was killed?
There were in like the 19th or like the late 19th century. This this American president was assassinated by anarchists. They shot and killed him in what's called propaganda of the deed, where you kill somebody and it's supposed to change the world, but it doesn't really work very well. And they shot him, and then the 2 Italians got arrested and killed for it.
Mario and Luigi.
Have you ever heard that song? It's like, here's to you, Nicola and Bart.
No.
Rest forever here in our hearts. You've heard that song multiple times, you just don't remember it.
Sometimes,
Anyways, these two Italian anarchists got murdered, and it turned out they didn't even do it.
So is the Italian
Nicola and
anarchists.
Bartz allegedly murdered an American president. Because that's when anarchism was big, was the early 20th century. And then they realized it didn't work, and everyone gave up and went home.
Not all of them. We've had Luigi still.
Yep. He's like a tech bro.
Is he?
Yeah, he's like a tech bro. He's like into computers.
That's dope.
Yeah. He's a lumpin'.
Lumpin' proletariat.
He couldn't even work because he had a bunch of big metal things in his back.
What?
Yeah, he had like big metal spikes in his back, like those Koopa, like the spiky Koopas, like the Spika Troopas, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
He's like a Spika Troopa. I mean, that's
Crazy times.
crazy times. But we're out of time. We're not out of time. In fact, we got infinite time, but we're out of battery for sure. So, I'm gonna have to say goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Should I play the outro?
No, you already played the intro.
Okay.
I do appreciate everyone who watches, even though sometimes I rib the fans for not commenting. I'm just teasing. I love y'all. Every view on my video is a time someone's honored and loved me. So, anyone who watches, comments, subscribes, it's greatly appreciated. Even just watching, hitting that like button, commenting. Commenting means more than you realize. So, if you want to leave a comment, leave one. If you don't, don't. But if you're here, it already means you've done more than 7 billion other people.
I hope we've entertained. I'm not entertained.
Are you not entertained? And then he killed his brother.
Yep.
Gladiator 1 ends with Russell Crowe dying.